And as folks wake up this morning on this Friday, health officials at the state level and the national level, they're sounding the alarm again, begging people to take those simple steps that we know can stop the spread of this virus. That includes masking up and, as you heard Dr. Janae Khaldun mention, taking those extra safety measures around the holidays.
It's really important not to underestimate this virus.
Joining us on 7 Up Front last night, the director of the CDC, Dr. Robert Redfield, echoes the warnings from Michigan's governor and heads of major health systems. We're facing a dark winter if we can't control the spread.
The truth is, this virus is more infectious than flu, and for masks to work in terms of stopping community spread, we really do need north of 95% of people to embrace masks.
He says we also need to prioritize strategic testing of asymptomatic carriers, a group he says is now largely spreading COVID-19.
Particularly in the group age 15 to 30, to identify these asymptomatic individuals and pull them out of the transmission cycle.
In terms of new restrictions, Redfield says lawmakers may need to look at curtailing things like overly crowded bars, but that many restaurants are able to operate responsibly with social distancing in place. As for schools, he says those too can continue to operate for in-person learning safely if strict measures are in place to stop the spread of the virus.
We have seen cases in teachers and students, but when we trace them, they didn't come from the schools, they came from the community.
Just this week, Detroit schools announcing it will move to remote learning amid growing cases. Redfield notes the virus is also now surging in rural areas too, not just large cities. And unlike back in March,
the major risks right now are family gatherings.
Well, Jen, we're looking at some of the states around us, Ohio, Illinois, New York, and they're all starting to implement some restrictions. That has a lot of folks wondering, are we going to see more restrictions here in Michigan, maybe a new stay-at-home order?
Yeah, that's right. You mentioned Illinois. The city of Chicago has a stay-at-home order that's taking effect on Monday. That question, Keenan, was posed to Governor Whitmer yesterday. She says she is hoping that Michiganders can buckle down and make the right choices on their own. She did mention, though, she is also seeking bipartisan cooperation in Lansing for legislation that could help mitigate further spread of COVID-19, as Michigan right now is on track to reach peak cases by Christmas. Keenan?